carved to like these razor-like edges. It's called the Cathedral's probably the most famous view of the Na Pali coast. This valley called Kalala, the largest valley on the Na Pali coast. One time, 5,000 Hawaiians lived in this valley. And it was a self-sustained community. They farmed it and fished from the beach and surfed out here. And they carved the famous Kalala Trail centuries ago, a trail we still use today. And people come out here 11 miles one way and they camp on that beach down to the left, Kalala Beach, with a permit. And as we go the rest of the way down the Kalala, or down the Na Pali, you'll see hints of that Kalala Trail just above the lower Pali, right on the side of the cliffs. Not something you want to do on a whim. You need permits, you need hiking school, you need equipment, camping gear, and such. So Na Pali coast, 16 miles, 17 miles or so long, and about 6,000 acres all protected by a sanctuary in 1983, so you won't see any building out here for a long time. A lot of movies filmed out here. King Kong was filmed in Nuololo, that first valley we flew over, the original King Kong. South Pacific filmed out here, Jurassic Park, Pirates of the Caribbean. Tons of movies. South Pacific, you guys aren't old enough, but there was a place in the movie called Bali High. That was that ridge line there with those like 3 fingers sticking straight up. If you like to hike though, it sounds like some of you do, you can hike the first couple miles. So you can hike right down to that small beach, that rocky beach off the right hand side. You can do that without permits along a very well maintained part of the Kalala Trail. So you can do the first 2 miles. The trailhead is down here to the right. You'll see the cars parked there in a moment. And you can do all that without a permit if you want a taste of that Kalala Trail but don't want to do the whole thing or didn't come prepared to do it. Trailhead right there, you technically need a permit to park in the trailhead.
We were out there yesterday, and you could do a U-turn and go back, but you do need a reservation to park there. Right?
Yeah. GoHyena.com, where you get that permit and the reservation. The beach though is KA Beach. I was actually at KA Beach literally yesterday. And it's incredibly clear water there if you want to go for a swim. And we made it to the North Shore, so down to the right, a reef called the Tunnels. And it's a famous reef, and I would call it the best snorkeling on North Shore here, interior to that reef. They call it the Tunnels because there's these old lava tubes in which fresh water pours in from the the island into the waters there. So you'd be swimming out there and it's warm, and then you hit the cool and you get really freezing.
We were out before and there was people surfing on that when it was coming out of the land. They put the wave back in and they surf on it coming out on that tube.
I hadn't seen that before. They do surf to the outer portion of the reef. That's some famous surfing, normal type surfing to the outer portion of the reef. If you ever saw the movie Soul Surfer with Bethany Hamilton, she was the young lady who lost her arm to a tiger shark. The events took place there. It was filmed right there as well. So that's Princeville right off the note. Anyone staying in Princeville? No? Popular place here on the North Shore, and then you got Hanalei Bay, world famous. And if you got time, I highly recommend you do this drive. Just if you only sightsee or want to hit some world famous beaches. Can't go wrong with any of these beaches here on North Shore. They're just world class, amazing, all of them. Hanalei, people from all over the islands come to Hanalei because they have these waves that just go on forever. I mean, they just do it because you can surf the longest waves on the islands. The beach we're going to cross over here called Lumahai, famous in South Pacific movie because it's called Nurses Beach in that movie.
Down below to the right, when the water goes in, when the tide goes in, it pushes the water up and then it comes back and it hits.
I see that now. Yeah. Actually, I was here a couple weeks ago. I didn't even notice I was on the beach. I was distracted by the helicopters that would fly over. So below us, left and right, you'll see growing areas. This is where a lot of the taro on the islands is grown. Most of it, actually. There's a lot grown on Big Island too, off the Kahala coast there and some of the valleys there, but this is where most of it comes from. Push from taro, there's poi, right? So what we do here is we cut inland at Lumahai Beach because we know you can drive that North Shore if you want to, and it's beautiful, but we'd like to focus on places you can't get to by automobile, so we cut inland here. The beautiful views there, Christine and Pam, of Hanalei Bay, Hanalei Town, Hanalei Beach. The peninsula that sticks out the farthest has the tiny island off of it. That's where the famous lighthouse is, Kilauea Lighthouse, and it's actually the northernmost part of the Hawaiian Islands. We stand out there by that lighthouse. That's where, like, the super rich live here on Kauai. Zuckerberg, he lives behind Larson's Beach, just down the way from the lighthouse towards Lihue. This little valley here called Nu'ololo. And Nu'ololo, it means interwoven and refers to the way the waterfalls here all intertwine and interconnect. A waterfall right off the nose called Namolokama, one of the tallest ones here on the island.